Hey guys, it's Alicia.
And Jarrett.
And we are back with our 12-week Weight Watcher update. And the last 2 weeks have not been very good, to say the least. We've been eating a lot more, I would say, just in general, right? Mm-hmm. Being stuck at home, I think everybody's kind of doing that. But we've also been baking bread, and that's kind of been the biggest thing that has sort of derailed us. I wanted to start baking bread because we couldn't find bread in the stores, and it's been a while since I've made bread, so I figured I would dust off my bread making skills. Made some bread, and we've been making it pretty much ever since. So that's not been good. As far as exercise for me, that's been fine. I've been doing well with that. We are still walking up and down our road out here because that's something that we can still do. I actually went on a pretty decent hike with my daughter, what was that, Monday too. That was right before we got the shelter in place thing. So now probably won't be doing any more of that, but we'll keep walking our hill and whatever we can do for exercise. Been doing good with my water for the most part, and I don't usually mention it, but I intermittent fast, and that's been something I've been doing for 2+ years now, so that's not changed at all. But that's about it for my week.
So my week, well, 2 weeks hasn't been very good. And so this is, for me personally, and this is how it always happens, I'll do well, and then I'll start sliding on a couple of things, and then I end up, not doing this anymore. So it started with, I haven't been drinking my water, and part of the problem is that I'm teleworking now and I'm home all the time, and for some reason I don't drink water very well when I'm home. And then I stopped tracking my points, which I was doing a little bit before, and I think I mentioned that in a previous video, that because I eat the same thing mostly every day, I stopped tracking, and then I get in the habit of not tracking, and then when I start adding additional things to my day, they're not getting tracked, and I don't see the damage that it's doing. So those two things have not been going well. I have not been walking very much, and part of that is just my mental state. Part of it was the weather, and then part of it was, I just physically, I don't feel up to it some days. So I think I've only walked like 3 times in the last 2 weeks. So that's been a big part of it as well. Yeah, so really an utter failure on my part, other than the thing that I went off the rails on was the bread, and that's the only thing that I've slipped on, which I'll take as a victory. So I didn't, follow that up with the bags of candy we have for the kids for Easter, which may have happened in the past. So I'm still hanging in there. We'll see if I can get control of it. And of course, you'll see here in a minute the damage that the last 2 weeks did.
Yeah, and I should add, not only did I do the bread, I got into the Easter candy that we bought the kids one night. I was just looking at it, and then I pounced on it. So that wasn't helpful either. But I will jump in with our weights, and I will...
You just summed up how we met, huh?
What, pouncing?
You were looking at me and looking at me.
And then I pounced.
Yeah.
Just like that bag of candy.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, I will start with my weight, and then I will show my husband's weight. Okay, as you can see there, I was 134.8, and 2 weeks ago I was 135.2, so that is 0.4 of a pound loss. Correct? Did I say that right? 0.4? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so obviously not very good for 2 weeks, but I was actually really, really happy to see that I lost anything. In fact, I was going to be happy if I had just stayed where I was, because again, not the best 2 weeks for me. So
I guess the other thing to note is that we're not able to get everything that we need for our routine.
As far as food?
Yeah. The one thing that comes to mind is we've been, thankfully, we've been able to get milk, but it's whole milk versus the 1% that we usually get.
Yeah.
So those little changes are adding points.
Not as many fruits and veggies either, because we're not going to the store all the time like we were before. I'm going like every 2 weeks pretty much now to get the fresh stuff. And so that's affecting it big time, because when you're on Weight Watchers, fruits and veggies are kind of like your thing that, I don't want to say sustains you, but it's what you can have that fills you up, that's 0 points. And, you know, if you can't get them, which we've done okay,
We've
really.
done okay, but it's not been as available to us.
Yeah, not as available. So that definitely has factored in. Plus just the overall mood of everything, I think, has affected me. I don't know if that's affected you.
Well, obviously it probably has. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been upbeat about it, but, you know.
Yeah.
But then you couple that with not counting points.
Yeah, and I've been doing that too. I was going to say, I've not been counting my points either.
Because it, you know, with Weight Watchers, again, there's no issues with using whole milk, but you have to adjust your daily intake to account for those points.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so you can see there that I weigh 260.6 pounds today. The last time you saw me, it was 257.6. I've gained 3 pounds even.
Okay. So where is your total loss? I didn't say mine either. Where's your total loss for the...
Well, it's been reduced to 29.4.
Which is still a lot, considering we're only 12 weeks in.
Well, it's no longer a total loss, though. I'm gaining now.
Well, yes.
Because
but...
I was, you know, 32.4 total.
Okay. So my total loss for the 12 weeks is 18.8. So my goal is 20 pounds, so I'm closing in on that. And at this point, if I can maintain or, you know, lose a couple tenths of a pound, I'll be totally happy, because it's difficult to even stay on track with this right now for me. So, but we're gonna keep trying. Got to get back on the old horse. So, okay, well, that is it. We will be back in 2 weeks for another update. We're actually going to film a what we eat snacks video right now, so that'll be up shortly after this. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.